Help me to reach 2,000 subscribers. The sound of laughter shouldn't have hurt that much. But that night, it did. It came from behind the half-closed door of our bedroom, soft at first, then breathless. A low, muffled giggle I knew wasn't mine. For a split second, my brain refused to believe it. I froze in the hallway, clutching the takeaway bag I'd picked up from her favorite Thai place. The jasmine rice had gone cold by the time I dared to push the door open. And that's when I saw them. Michael was sitting on the edge of our bed, his shirt unbuttoned halfway, his phone still glowing on the nightstand. And next to him, barefoot, wearing one of my sweaters, was Emily, my closest friend since university. The air in the room thickened, and every breath felt like swallowing glass. Emily turned first, eyes wide, mouth opening like she might explain, but no words came. Michael stood abruptly, his hand flying up as if to calm me, but all I could hear was the roaring pulse in my ears. "Please, it's not what it looks like," he said. His voice trembled. For a moment, I thought maybe, just maybe, there was some logical reason for what I saw. But then Emily's hand moved instinctively, gripping his wrist. That small gesture destroyed everything. I dropped the bag. Plastic containers hit the floor, scattering noodles and red curry across the carpet. The smell of lemongrass and betrayal filled the room. I wanted to scream, to ask questions, to throw something, but I couldn't even speak. Michael's face went pale. "It was a mistake," he whispered. "A mistake." Those words echoed inside me like a cruel joke. One night, one mistake, and our marriage was never the same again. We didn't sleep that night. He tried to explain, pacing the living room like a caged animal. I sat on the couch, knees pulled to my chest, trying to focus on the ticking clock rather than his words. "It was after your mother's surgery," he said. "You were gone for weeks. We'd both been drinking. I missed you. She came by to check on me, and one thing led to another." I shut my eyes. His excuses sounded rehearsed, like a bad script he was trying to sell to himself. "And afterward?" I asked quietly. "Did you think about me then?" He didn't answer. That silence was worse than anything he could have said. It was the sound of our years together collapsing under their own weight. The days that followed blurred together. Emily moved out of town. Her social media went silent. And Michael, he tried everything. Flowers. Apologies. Therapy brochures. He begged for forgiveness, told me he'd do anything to fix it. But love doesn't vanish in an instant, even when trust does. That was the cruel part. I still wanted to reach for him at night, still remembered the warmth of his hand on mine. Every memory became a landmine, our wedding photos, our Sunday morning pancakes, even the damn Thai restaurant I couldn't pass without shaking. I told myself I needed time. But time only stretched the pain thinner, like spreading it across every waking hour. One evening, 2 months later, I found something strange while cleaning. Michael's old phone, tucked in the back of a drawer. I don't know what compelled me, but I turned it on. His messages with Emily were still there. At first, they were harmless, "Thanks for checking in, appreciate the talk." Then came the late-night ones. The kind written with aching honesty, where affection slipped between the words. And then, one message, 3 days before I caught them. "Michael, she's coming home soon. We need to stop this. I can't live with the guilt." "Emily, you say that now, but you still called me last night." I didn't cry. Not at first. I just sat there, numb, reading and rereading, trying to understand the person I thought I knew. Guilt. He'd said he couldn't live with it, but he had. He'd smiled at me, kissed me, shared dinners like nothing was wrong. That night, I realized the affair wasn't the only betrayal. It was the pretending afterward. The way he'd let me love him without truth. A week later, we sat across from each other in the kitchen. The same place where we used to talk about work, weekend plans, someday children. "I read your messages," I said quietly. Michael looked down, his hand tightening around his coffee mug. He didn't deny it. "I wanted to stop," he whispered. "I swear I did." I nodded slowly. "You didn't, though." He looked at me then, eyes red, voice breaking. "I still love you, Sarah. Please believe that." And for a fleeting second, I did. That was the worst part. How easy it was to still feel something for him, even after everything. But love without trust is just nostalgia. I believe you love me, I said, standing up. I just don't think you deserve to. I left 2 weeks later. The apartment felt smaller every day, haunted by the echo of laughter and apologies. Packing my things wasn't dramatic, it was quiet, deliberate. I didn't slam doors or burn pictures. I just folded my life into boxes and walked away from the version of myself that tolerated half-truths. He didn't stop me. Maybe he knew there was nothing left to save. It's been a year now. People tell me time heals, but that's a lie. Time doesn't heal, it teaches. It teaches you what kind of pain you can survive, what kind of silence you can live with. Sometimes I still think about that night, about the sound of laughter behind a closed door. It doesn't sting like it used to, but it reminds me of something important. Betrayal doesn't always destroy you. Sometimes, it reshapes you into someone stronger, quieter, more aware of her worth. Michael still writes sometimes. Apologies wrapped in nostalgia. He says he's changed. Maybe he has. But I've changed too. Now, when I hear laughter through a door, I no longer flinch. I open it. Because I'll never let another secret live behind one again.